Kieran, second pre-season game for the Bradford Bulls. What are your thoughts on that performance against Hull FC this afternoon?
I reckon we raised the standards today compared to last week. I think last week it was just finding us feet, as a team, try to learn these combinations. But this week it shows after a tough pre-season week, as you'd call it, we stepped up more to the plate today and we performed well as a team. There's still things we need to learn, of course, getting these combinations together and that, but I think that the times are coming right.
What aspects of that performance are you pleased with? Certainly, obviously, you've scored your first try in the red, amber and black.
Yeah, well, I'd probably say defensively. We came out at blocks like John wanted us to, making sure we were aiming for the trap 20s, getting 3 tackles in the 20, aiming for that on successive things, completion rate. And then we were just more patient this week. We were keeping more time up ball, end at sets were much more better, and we were just more structured, I'd say.
When you look at your own personal performance, you scored that try and a couple of good assists for Mr. Fogging Johnson.
Yeah, like I said, it's you're learning each other basically. Like you come into a team and you're not going to get everything right the first week. It's going to take time, but as soon as it starts flowing, then that's when the tries start coming. And if I'm either scoring them or setting them up, I'm happy. But as long as we're winning as a team, that's all that matters.
You mentioned previously about you're coming from Newcastle down here, and a lot of new faces this season. I think there's 16 or 17 new faces, but everything does seem to be gelling quite cohesively at this moment in time.
Yeah. I think the training, just with how intense it is, the 3-4 times a week, we get that real good bond with each other, and you can tell that it's starting to come together fully now. We're a couple of weeks away from season. We've got one more pre-season game against Leeds, and I think we're flowing really well now.
Are you happy with the minutes that you're putting out there so far?
Yeah, of course I am. I'm just hoping I just keep getting the flow. I don't want to be missing games. Every time I'm out there, I'll do what I can for the team and for the boys. Just if I keep scoring tries, that's what I want to be doing. I just want to keep winning as a team and keep pushing for what we want as a club.
At the recent shirt launch, you got given the number 4 jersey. Obviously, that means, from John Keir's point of view, you're there or thereabouts in that opening 17, which will face Dewsbury.
Yeah, definitely, and it's one of them things. I'm honoured to take the 4 jersey. Growing up watching Bradford as a kid, the likes of Sean Tainapi and Leslie Vinacolo down on that left side, you know what I mean? And just looking at stuff like that, looking at the heritage round the club, it's great. Even at the training centre, you see pictures on the wall, and you're just looking at who's actually been at the club and what they've achieved, and you can tell there's something still here, and that's what we're going to aim to do.
I mentioned to John Kieran about how in the first half it seemed to be a real drive to find you out on the left. Does that say a lot about you, and are you really pleased that they seem to wanting to get the ball to you quite a lot of the time? Just shows that obviously you've got a lot of faith in you and not being here long.
Yeah, I'm happy to get the ball wherever. If I'm taking just a few settlers out of yardage, or if I'm in good ball looking to try and pave the way for the try line, I'm just excited whenever I get ball, try and create something, or if it's just try to get a quick play for the next set. Me and Dex come together, I think, much better this week. We've had a good, tough few training sessions midweek, and we've spoke about things that we wanted to improve on last week, and I can finally see us coming together, and we're learning off each other. We don't need to talk to each other as much as we want. We can see ourselves what's going to come and what's going to happen, and as long as me and Dex got that, I can see big success for the left side and as a team in general.
Yeah, I've got to say, with Dex, obviously you both knew you wouldn't play together before, but how much have you two sort of settled together already? Is it feeling almost telepathic already between them?
Yeah, and that's what you want. With your half-back, you've got your likes of Sam Scott in the back row. He's very well experienced. And then on outsides, as long as they trust me and I trust Dex, I think we'll do very well this season. And we'll just keep pushing week in, week out. We get the videos out for the Tuesday session, stuff we can learn on, and then we just keep preparation. So got Leeds next week. There's probably stuff that we still need to improve on, of course. There's always going to be week in, week out, but I think we're getting there now, yeah.
John mentioned you plays with your defensive work as well. Obviously, your try came from a good bit of defensive work, that intercept tries. That's something you sort of pride yourself on that really brilliant, like, that pass might be going there, like just to know where the attackers might go?
Yeah, definitely. It's the shape, you know, try to read, but then not overread, because if I didn't get that then, or I've just left a gap for the outside of me, and that's the choice on the winger. But I think knowledge is coming through. Now, I've always been classed as a youngster coming through ranks, and now I'd like to step up as more as a priority player, you know, and try to lead my left edge with Deck. We've always said we don't want any tries down our left edge, and I think while we're at Odsal we can complete that.
Definitely. And while and obviously you're one of many sort of new faces that's kind of coming, but sounds like you've settled. Do you think the team has really settled despite that big overhaul over the sort of off-season?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was such a short pre-season that we were in quite often as a team, and that bond, it was just growing week in, week out, and it still is. Like I said, it's still pre-season and there's still going to be tough elements during the training sessions, but I think we're all working together, making sure that we're all around each other, making sure that we're still all learning each other, because even in video, the props are talking to us as backs and we're talking to them, what we can do better, what we can improve on, and it's just showing as a team that things are starting to come together.
Yeah, and finally, have you got targets any-wise, like the numbers-wise or anything, or just in case you're just doing the best you can every game? Because your numbers at Newcastle were...
Yeah, I don't like to set myself targets in regards to scoring tries, because I want Bradford to be at top of that table, you know, pushing and striving week in, week out. But if I could set myself a target, it'd be making sure that I keep at top of them charts as much as I can. There's some great players in this league, and some Super League players have dropped down this year to compete at this level, and at Championship this is a high level. So it's going to be difficult, but as long as I keep playing to the best of my abilities, then I'm happy.